and perfectly enlightened Supreme Lord Buddha and his teaching, and to all Arahants and Mahasangha. Then my homage to our most venerable Avasarai Alunuvara Anuruddha Thero, the chief incumbent of Kotte Rajamaha Vihara. Secondly, I pay my homage to our most venerable Avasarai Talangama Devananda Thero, who gave me this valuable opportunity to do a speech in this audience. Our Thero is the chief incumbent of Indiana Buddhist Temple and Los Angeles Buddhist Temple and head of the Father John Loving Kindness Meditation Society, USA. I am delighted to offer the glad and my respectable homage to Most Venerable Avasarai Bhante Kathapunyo in this meritorious almsgiving and loving kindness blessing. I heard about Venerable Bhante by our Devananda Thero. After I heard about our Bhante Kathapunyo, I realized that our Bhante is great master and amazing teacher in meditation. Our Devananda Thero said that Bhante Kathapunyo is very generous and great Thero in USA. Then I am very pleased to be able to welcome to Sri Lanka all our Dhamma friends from United States of America, Indonesia and Malaysia. These all Dhamma friends are helping us. I mean for all Sri Lankans in this serious economic situation. Also, they directly help us in spiritual and charity works. We conducting it worldwide. Today, my purpose of this speech to welcome you all, explain historical value of Kotte Rajamaha Vihara, explain importance of Ngwapa Day, and recite wonderful sutta verse and explain it in brief. So, today you are at Kotte Rajamaha Vihara. The history of Kotte Rajamaha Vihara dates back to the kingdom of Kotte. King Six Paragumba ruled the kingdom Kotte in 1415 to 1467. At that time, Lord Buddha's sacred truth relic was in here, which now it is in Kandy, Daladama Rigala. The construction of the temple was begun and completed in all aspects with the royal patronage of King Six Paragumba. King picked the temple closer to his royal palace to doing the necessary duties to the Sangha community. During the Dutch possessive country, Kotte temple was completely destroyed by them. The temple was re-established in 1880. However, most of the construction and artifacts of the original temple had been destroyed. You can see that only some ruins of the present stupas, parts of Katharagama Devalaya, and some stone pillars were remained in the Vihara premises. In every year, a Perahara is conducted in the Kotte Vihara in memory of and to honor the sacred relic of the tomb of the Buddha, as the kingdom of Kotte once abode the sacred truth relic. As well as in every year, there are ordination and high ordination ceremonies in Kotte Rajamaha Vihara. Besides that, the temple has also been described in the poetic literature known as Sandesha Kavya in that era. Now, I am going to talk about Undua full moon poe. Undua poe is the last full moon poe of the year and commemorates the arrival of great Arahants Bhikkhuni Sanghavita to Sri Lanka with a bow sapling from the sacred Jayashree Bodhi in India during the month of Undua. The sacred of bow sapling was brought to Sri Lanka in golden bowl and thereafter planted in the Mahamena garden Anuradhapura. Bow sapling that imaged from from these three were taken to other parts of Ireland to spread the Buddhist philosophy and culture. It is said that this visit by Great Arahant's Bhikkhuni Sanghamita was beneficial to Sri Lanka in many ways, other than its main purpose of bringing gospel. In honor of this event back in history, devotees flocked to Anuradhapura in their thousand on Udua Poete to pay homage to the sacred botry and observe the 8 precepts. In order to lead exemplary life, also during the Lord Buddha's lifetime, he visited Sri Lanka, and on one of these visited places, his footprint on the summit of the mountain known as Sripada. This was on the invitation of Lord Suman. From then on, the Sripada pilgrimage became an integral part of every Buddhist spiritual journey to be embarked on at least once a lifetime. Now, I'm come to the last topic of my speech. I choose this discourse to give good advice to all in this audience. Mangala Sutta is a discourse is one of most popular chant done in Theravada Buddhist countries. Many people chant it every day. It is a list of many different ways the Buddha taught we can collect good karma. We can find this discourse in the Sutta Nipata in the Sutta Pitaka. We will often hear when Buddha Puja, Bodhi Puja and chanting programs. Today I selected second verse of this discourse. Let me chant it. Asevana balanam panditanam sevana puja pujaniyanam etam mangalamuttamam. This spell verse means not to associate the foolish, but to associate with the wise one like these meritorious devotees in this meritorious event. Supreme Lord Buddha asked us to honor those worthy of honors, and he stated that these are highest blessings. From this, I would like to conclude my speech. Before conclude, I would like to give my heartiest thank you for all the things you are doing a country like Sri Lanka which facing severe economic difficulties. These donations like dry rations, stationeries, health equipment, school buildings and donations to temple in rural areas and other things are very valuable to me, to my neighbors, to the monks and nuns in the temple and to all Sri Lankan living in my beautiful motherland Sri Lanka. We worth it. Finally, thank you so much for all listeners in this meritorious event. May Noble Triple Jets bless you. Thank you. Namo Buddhaya.